Hello all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to see Formulas tab in Excel. Hello all, welcome to Microsoft Excel training session 5. So myself Omkar Desai, and we have seen until now the home tab, the insert tab, the page layout tab of Excel. And in this section, we are going to see the Formulas tab. So what all topics we have in this Formulas tab is the function libraries, formula auditing, name defining to a cell or to a range, watch window, and calculations. So let's go back over to the Excel sheet. So I'm using the same Excel sheet which we have used it for the previous different tabs like the home tab, insert tab, and the page layout tab. So here you can see we have a formulas tab. We have different sections in it. We have function library, we have defined names, we have formula auditing, and the calculations. Let's start with function library. So here we have different functions. So I'm just clicking on this insert function. So you can see on clicking on this insert function, we have this equal to sign here, which it means. So in this particular cell, we are going to insert a function, one of the function from here. So you can see we have different functions listed out here. So it says different functions like the confidence, the cover. So these are the functions which we have it from compatibility category. We can select different from, say, we'll select it from logical or logical. So we have and, false, if error, if NA, and so on. So let's have this and function. So you can see we have different things here, like the parameters it takes as logical 1, logical 2, and so on. So it says it will return us like check whether all the arguments are true and return true if all arguments are true. So that's how that and function works, right? So it's about logical ands. Similarly, we have logical or, and if, and some other functions as well. So if I click on OK, you can have this particular thing. So you can have a first logical operation here and the second logical operation here. So both these logical operation, if they are true, it will return true in this A4 cell. Otherwise, it will return false. So that's how you add any function to any particular cell. So we'll be covering this particular topic in detail in upcoming parts. So just keep in mind, so how do we insert a function to a cell? So this is how we do it under formulas section. Okay, into auto sum. So again, we have different options like sum, average, count, max, min, and some more functions. So some more functions from whatever we have seen in this insert functions section. So again, don't worry about it. We'll be covering these topics in detail in the upcoming sections. Coming to recently used, so these are the functions, or these are the formulas which we have used in the recent. So as you can see, we have used and formula recently, so that's why it have came out at the top. Apart from this, we have different function libraries like financial function library. We have different functions to it. We have logical, we have text, we have date and time, we have lookup, we have math and trigger functions, and some more like statistical, engineering, cube, and some informational, compatibility, and web. We are not going to see all, but we are going to see like what is majorly being used in the market as of now, which is logical, text, date and time, lookup, and that to extent math and trigger as well. So we have a different section for it, so don't worry about it. We'll be covering these in detail in those sections. Coming to defined names. So as you can see, I'm right now at F6. So you can see the cell name here is F6. So if I wish to go at say AB1, I just have to type AB1 and press enter, and I'll be navigated to that particular cell. If I press Z1 here, I'll come over here to that Z1 cell. So these are the cell names depending on the rows and the columns which we have mentioned. But say for example, if we wish to give a name to a particular cell, so how do we do it? So say is this U7 cell, if we wish to give a name to this particular cell, so how do we do it? So in this particular thing, we have a defined name section. We'll come to this name manager. We'll just go through this defined name. Under defined name, we have two things. We have a defined name where we can define a new name to a new cell, or apply name is where we give a relationship to that particular cell, where we can get the data from some other cell into it. So we'll see how to apply that particular thing. So let's just this define name. Here you can see it is U7. You can select any other cell if you wish to. I've selected U5 now. So now say here I'll give anything 2020. I'll give it as 2020. May 20. Okay. So or I'll just give it as May. So now you can see the scope. The scope is entire workbook, which it means in entire workbook in home tab, in insert tab, in page layout, in formula tab, or in other sheets, like whichever, even if we add a new sheet, in every sheet in U5 cell, this cell will be named as May. If we select a scope as to this particular sheet itself, so in this sheet itself, it will be called as May. In other sheets, it will be called as U5. So for now, we'll take it as still formula sheet itself, and comment if we wish to add anything. We are good to proceed with it. I'll just select OK for now. You can see for U5 cell, it is now the name is May. So similarly, if you wish to view or manage these names, you can click on this name manager, and you can see, so these are the names which we have added. You can add a new name from here as well, or you can edit it, or you can even delete it. I just delete it. Yeah, you can see. You can apply a filter on it. So this filter section we'll see in a next video. So this is how you do it for the name manager for these particular cells. So it's about defining names, then the formula auditing. So we have trace dependence, trace precedence, and trace dependence. So this is what it says. So show arrows to indicate which cells affect the value currently selected cell. So let's say we have data here as 10, and we have data here as 20. Okay, and here we have addition sum of these two data. Okay, so we'll cover these part, this addition and subtraction in the upcoming parts. So just showing you how we do it. So this is the cell which is dependent on these two cells. So if we click on these things, you can see it is dependent. This cell is dependent on these two cells. So this is how it is shown. And if we click on this particular cell, and if we now, since the relation has been already established, it will not allow us to create a new relationship. So that's how we do it. So if we remove these arrows, it'll allow us. So this is about precedence, and again regarding dependence. So it will show that this particular value, what is dependent on it. This particular value is so with the value of this particular thing is gonna impact this particular cell. So that's how it is. That's why it is showing this arrow. You can remove this arrow by clicking on this particular thing. That's it. So this is all about trace precedent, trace dependence, and remove arrows. Next is show formulas. So right now we have not seen any formulas here, but we'll cover this part in the upcoming videos. Error. So these particular error checking part or evaluate formula. These two things will cover in our formulas topic. Next is watch window. So I'm just clicking on this watch window. So here it comes as a watch window. What it does is it will observe, or it will keep an eye on whatever operations we are doing on a particular cell or on a particular range. So you can add a particular watch window. So let's say I'm adding a window as this. So you can see this particular thing has been have come here. So if I press it into here, so it is here. So you can see. So whatever operations we are going to do here in this particular range or in this particular selected range, those operations, you can see it here in the watch window. So that's about watch window. Then calculations. So we have seen like this is like we just have added these two range, and that formula it picked up automatically. This is why, because we have the calculations option selected as automatic. If we have it selected as manual, it won't run unless we press this calculate now or calculate sheet. So since we have all the formulas as automatic, that's why it will run those formulas then as and when we type enter, or as and when we are finished with entering our formula. So by default, just let it have as automatic. Don't change it to manual, or don't change it to this particular thing unless you are working with any kind of large data from JSON file or some sort of that. So this is all we have for this particular video. So for next topic, we'll be covering it as a data tab in Excel. So thank you.